This is Fox 9 Good Day.
Welcome back to Good Day. We know relationships can be great, but they can also be quite messy.
Yeah, one local woman thought she found the one and only, and she learned a shocking secret. And now she's sharing her true story in a new book. It's called You're My Favorite. It tells the real-life saga of a woman who thought she was in a fairy tale relationship, and then she learned her dream man is actually, he's a straight-up nightmare. The book is about falling in love, thinking you found the one, and then realizing the guy you're with isn't who he says he is. So we'll just get right into it. Ginny Priem, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so first up, explain what happened. I don't want to, spoiler alert, I don't want to ruin everything, but tell us kind of a little bit the backside, what's it called?
The cover summary. The blurb, I guess,
yeah.
So really, the book is kind of three parts. So I say it's a little bit of a love story. It's a little bit about loss, grief, trauma, adversity, however you want to look at it. And then a lot about learning, like taking that experience and making the best of it, finding the silver lining. It really led me to a journey of personal growth and development and figuring out why this happened for me, not to me. But going back to the love story piece, I thought I found this amazing person, and so write this love story. I changed my life. He had children, and so I kind of created this little family. Yeah. And then one day, in the blink of an eye, it was not what I thought that it was, and my life wasn't what I thought it was.
Totally, and you were all in. I mean,
Absolutely.
You thought this was the guy. We figured this out. Obviously, you were a successful career. Then you just realized, okay, this is now a new chapter. When that changed, and you found out, I believe your friend basically pulled you aside and said, "We need to talk." Mm-hmm. We've heard stories about this. Lots of times people they can't believe it. No, he's great. What was your reaction?
I think it was a little bit of shock, but also it put me in a position to start to reflect on some of the doubts that I had and the red flags that I ignored. Because I think I didn't trust myself enough at that point to know that I knew the truth and to trust my instincts. So ladies, trust your instincts because they're usually right.
So when it comes to writing this book, I mean, I'm just going to put it out there, it's juicy, the story, but that's your life.
Yeah.
Writing this, what was that process like? And I thought it was really interesting what you said the hardest part was.
Yeah. So the hardest part was actually going back and writing the love story. And as women are reading this book, they're reaching out to me and telling me that it triggered them or it's helping them and it's like stirring stuff up in them. But the best part is, the most rewarding part is people are saying, okay, I'm in the first part, I'm like falling in love with Chad. And I'm like, okay, yes, like success, because that was the hardest part, was going back and writing kind of like this fairy tale love story that did turn out to be a nightmare, like you ladies said.
Yeah, you're like trying to get people to love this guy, where in real life, real time, you are like, I hate this guy.
I would say I'm indifferent towards him.
Okay, indifferent. Okay. That's
there was probably a time you had
a better polite way to say it. So speaking of that, does he know about the book?
Yes.
Because this is a real, true story, so he's there. Mm-hmm. How'd that go over?
A reaction?
Yeah, I don't think that his reaction's been very, he's not very excited about it.
Yeah.
But really, at the end of the day, the book's not about him, right? Like, that's really, the book is about me and that journey that I had to go through. And so for me, I really want to make sure that he doesn't think that it's really about him. It's about me and the journey that I, got to be able to heal my hurt.
Sure.
And hopefully it will help other people be able to, whether their story is similar or different, whether it was a relationship or a career change or some sort of adversity that they faced, that there are steps that you can take to get through that and move through that journey and kind of put it behind you.
So I'm guessing that's what made you want to write the book, is when you kind of got on the other side of this and kind of in retrospect?
Absolutely. So, and that part, like, honestly, initially it wasn't that. It took me that time and that journey to heal. So it was about a 3-year process. And I did put the book down for a 1.5 years, almost 2 years. And then when I came back to it, that was really the intent behind it, was, wow, if I share my story and I peel back the layers of the anger and the hurt, and I really can show that vulnerability and authenticity of like what I went through, I know that's going to resonate with other women and people that have been through hard times and know that there is light on the other side. And so really the goal is that if people can read this and know that you can like get through that really tough time, that it will help them.
That's pretty powerful, because I think a lot of people would maybe want to hide in this and not admit that they were bamboozled or they were faked out. But you mentioned it took a while to get to that point.
It did.
And how did you get to that point?
So,
like, what was there? Did a new person come around? Did you just give yourself enough time to heal? Did you realize I'm not the only one that this has happened to, and I'm a smart, educated woman, and it still happened to me?
I think it's a little bit of all of that. No one came around, so I am on the market. So let's just go ahead and put that out there.
Yeah, there you go.
But it was a little bit more about like learning to love myself and figuring out why I allowed this in my life. And towards the end of actually completing the book, I realized that it was sort of this three-step process. And I call it the Gin method. And it kind of organically happened as I was completing the book. Gin for Ginny, but like get curious. So I had to get curious and really learn and figure out, why did this happen? How did this happen? What were all those factors that played into it? And then I's for intention, so setting positive intentions and really reaffirming that. And I do believe that mindset matters, like we manifest and bring into our lives. And I just look at the people that are in my life now over the past 5 years and how that has shifted and changed. It's pretty remarkable. And then nurturing yourself. And so figuring out what that is for you, that you really can take that self-care piece. For me, it was meditation that I discovered. And for a lot of people, it's therapy or faith or their religion or prayer. It could be working out, yoga, meditation, whatever that is, kind of putting those pieces together. And had I known that sooner, I think I would have gotten through the journey faster.
Sure.
And so that's really what I want to be able to help people with, is like maybe making that into speaking engagements or workshops, whether they're virtual or in person, to kind of figure out for people what triggers them when they read the book and what they relate to, and kind of help through that.
Using what happened to make sure it doesn't happen to others.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it's part of your story, and it makes you who you are.
Absolutely.
And who you are in the future.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Author Ginny Priem, isn't that fun to hear?
It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
Author Ginny Priem, thanks so much for joining us.
So once again, the name of the book, it's You're My Favorite. You see it right there, and it is available now.